So we have our first to fourth year players coming back, so we do initial testing battery. We do a little bit more with those players than what we do with our senior players who are due back in 2 weeks' time. So they have an extra 2 weeks under the CBA agreement, and then they'll go through their testing battery. It gives the first to fourth years a little more time to adapt to the training workloads and their bodies not being quite as seasoned as the senior players. We try to work with individual prescription for our players, so trying to improve on the deficiencies that each player has. However, within that there are years of training that accumulate as a senior player. Your requirements change. So for our 1 to 4 year players, they don't do quite as much as the guys that are in that middle bracket. And then the more senior players, they do slightly less than the guys that are in the middle bracket based on what their requirements are, based on their needs. The basic structure and format of the program will remain the same as I mentioned before. There's fundamentals of the program which we believe in terms of accruing our chronic load and having a fast build into a Christmas break, and then there's a 5-week build period into our first game. So we're on a short turnaround there. It's about getting the right loads into the players that require them. We'll have players coming off surgery, some players that are coming off extended periods of injury time, so we need to cater for all of those players. Small aspects of the program will change each year. Each pre-season is pretty tough, but the fundamentals of our program have been consistent for a number of years. Yeah, certainly the specificity of the training has improved, and it's more about football, whereas we looked at there was a lot of mental components of the training that we used to undertake, and also the period of time that we had for pre-season in years gone by compared to and now we're entering into a 3.5 week phase prior to the players having a Christmas break, where in the past it was closer to 2 months that the players would be training before Christmas. So the advent of camps and trying to use the time to improve the players when you knew that you had that extended period, it's a different sort of philosophy to what we've got now, which is very specific to performance and trying to make them better footballers. There'll be some mentally challenging components throughout the program. We need to provide the players with competition throughout. They're competitive beasts, so we'll try and cater for that in our program. However, it's still specifically about building them up with chronic load, and they're more the edges of the program in terms of your marquee type sessions. Yeah, we're continually looking to evolve and develop in line with what the latest research is. We've got some practices that are in place that are specific to West Coast that are fundamentals of our program, which don't really change. However, we're always looking for that edge. So throughout the season, and particularly at the end of the season when there's an opportunity to visit other clubs or other sports and investigate what the latest is, certainly we'll be pursuing the next edge for West Coast Eagles.